Hey, what's up? It is mid-season patch time, so we're going to quickly go over these patch notes so that we can jump back into the game. Let's dive right into it. So, what we've got going on here in the patch notes, nothing super major. We've got a new game mode coming in, Spirit Showdown, from the 11th to the 24th. It's kind of a cool thing. It's after eliminations, so every elimination you will switch heroes, kind of like mysteries, but better. Also, if you die twice in a row, you will switch heroes. That's, I think it's going to be really good because mysteries is a fun game mode. However, it can be very frustrating when you get an enemy team that gets a couple of their mains and they just dominate you. This is going to be really cool because even if somebody gets their main, as soon as they get a kill, they're switching off. And also, if you get somebody that you're terrible with, you die twice and you switch off. So you're not going to be stuck in a character that you hate playing. This is going to reward people, or this game mode is really going to reward people who are mediocre to decent at a lot of characters. And it'll probably penalize people who are just single one-trick people with a couple characters. So it's going to be a fun game mode to go through. So let's move on here. Junkrat's Loot Hunt is coming back the 20th to the 23rd, so we can earn loot boxes by completing challenges that unlock as you play. General updates, player progression, just a few things. It's kind of housekeeping stuff, really not big for gameplay here. We got some tank changes coming up, or tank changes that are in this patch. D.Va's extended booster perk. The boosters now deal 100% additional damage, so that's going to be really useful and helpful when if you're a D.Va player that likes to hit people with your boosters, and I kind of am. So Hazard, there's a few things going on with him. His fight guard no longer prevents critical damage, so you can still take critical damage on that. The cooldown for his violent leap is reduced from 6 to 5 seconds, and the devs say that this is to try to increase his mobility to allow him to survive a little better because of the way that they changed him from before. So Orisa, this one's interesting to me. Orisa's Fortify and Terra Surge now only prevent headshot critical damage and not force critical damage. So number one, I didn't even realize that in Terra Surge and Fortify that you couldn't get critical headshots. And so anytime I saw an Orisa Fortified or Terra Surgeon, I'd be trying to get them headshots. Doesn't matter, you can just shoot wherever you want because you can do the same amount of damage. See, Ramatra, his base health increased from 250 to 275 to try to make him a little more survivable. He's a great tank, but he is a little bit squishy. Relentless Form perk no longer has half effectiveness while in Annihilation. So I think that what that means is that the Relentless Form perk, when you would activate your Nemesis form, every kill you would get would increase the time that you would stay in that by 1 second. If you were in Annihilation, which is your ultimate, and you had that perk on, it would only give you the half a second. So now, according to this, it looks like it's going to be just full effective. Every kill will increase it by 1 second. That's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out coming up, because it's already his ult to me already is pretty high value, and so that's going to make it even more valuable. Wrecking Ball base armor reduced from 175 to 125. Zarya, her energy converter perk, energy gained reduced from 3 to 2. So here's your moving to your damage changes. Ashe's Viper, her main rifle, secondary fire fall off range, which is your scoped fire fall off range, is rescaled from 30 to 50 meters to 40 to 60 meters. So that means scoped Ashe's fall off damage will be a longer distance away, help her be a little more useful on some of these maps, which in Stadium she is a nemesis right now. So you know, that's going to be interesting to see how she plays out in quick play and competitive. Cassidy, this is something I'm kind of excited about. His flashbang hinder duration is increased from 0.9 to 1.2 seconds. This is going to be helpful. I've found it difficult to land shots after somebody's hindered because that super short window. Now you're going to get an extra 0.3 seconds. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but that's going to make the difference, I'm pretty sure, for a lot of people. Echo, this is kind of cool too. Her movement acceleration in the air is increased by 100% when changing directions while flight is active. So I don't know how this is going to play out because I haven't played it with these changes yet. I'm going to jump in this evening and play, but that seems to me like what it's saying is that if she's going slow this way, she'll be 100% faster when she changes directions. We'll see how that works out. I don't know if I don't think it's even going to matter too much. They're kind of difficult to deal with. Genji, there's bane of my existence in some of these games recently. His base projectile size has been reduced from 0.1 to 0.05. So hopefully that'll help me to be more survivable and you to be more survivable against these crazy Genjis that are bouncing all over the place. Mei, I hate this buff. I hate this buff because Mei, any beam character, Mei, Symmetra, Zarya, I can't stand these characters. However, so they buffed Mei up a little bit. Her damage per second increased from 100 to 110. That's crazy to me because she's already just like ultra annoying when you're playing against her. Doesn't matter where you're at. So the devs say this: the damage increase ensures Mei's primary fire remains the consistent choice in close-up range duels. So I mean, I guess that makes sense because a lot of times I've been close-up range with Mei's where they're just secondary firing, headshot me to death, or others, or the whole world, whatever. But we'll see. I don't like that, but we'll see what happens. Sojourn, disruptor shot, damage per second increased from 80 to 90. Projectile speed increased from 30 to 40. Maximum travel duration reduced from 1 to 0.75 seconds. So that should make the disruptor shot a little easier to hit where you want it, or to hit enemies when you fire it off instead of just random fires. Sombra, oh my gosh, I don't know why they don't rework this character almost completely. She is like, every competitive game I've played in the last 2 seasons, since they've instituted the ban, there's been one competitive room that I've played in the last 2, since the competitive ban, I think there's been 2 seasons that she has got into the match. Every other time she's been banned, which apparently she's not got a high pick rate previous to that, so that's why they don't care about reworking her. But still, even in quick play, it's like so annoying to go up against anybody who has played Sombra for 7 minutes because she is just her transporter comes back way too fast. That being said, we can talk about that at another time, but what they've done to her is hidden upload perk, the stealth duration on a successful hack increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Healthy hacker perk, the time before overhealth degeneration increased from 6 to 10 seconds. Overhealth degeneration increased from 10 to 25. Overhealth granted increased from 50 to 75. And packs can now be picked up at full overhealth to reset the degeneration timer. I don't play her often, so I don't really know what a lot of that means, but maybe I'll try playing her a little bit in quick play and see what happens. Tracer, her pulse pistols no longer gain the increased global projectile size of 0.04 meters. So she's going to kind of go back to being a little less annoying and competitive probably, but we'll see. If you're good with Tracer, it doesn't matter what size your projectiles are. Brigitte, so we're going into support now. Brigitte's repair pack cooldown is reduced from 5.5 to 5 seconds, which is going to be very helpful because she can be a wonderful healer, except for a lot of times you need that burst healing out of her packs, and they're not back yet. So curious to see how that's going to roll out. I'm going to test that out tonight. Juno, glide boost. Movement acceleration in air is increased by 50% when changing directions while glide boost is active. So kind of like Echo's movement increase, except for this is 50% instead of 100%. For Rico, her ultimate cost is increased by 8%. The devs say that this is because Kuriko's ultimate is one of the most powerful in the game, which it is devastating. Increasing the cost brings the time to earn it more in line with its impact, is what they say. So Lifeweaver has felt to me very like squishy recently, and this is why. His model and hit volume size reduced by 8% because I guess they had given him a larger model, and so it was a lot easier to hit him. So they've made him smaller by 8%. Hopefully that's going to help, especially when you're standing on a pedal or trying to stay behind cover. Healing Blossom and Thorn Volley. Automatic reload time for the inactive weapon reduced from 2.5 to 2 seconds. Oh, that's cool. Time between the weapon swap reduced from 0.25 to 0.125 seconds. That's cool. I think that's going to make Lifeweaver even more viable than he already is as a wonderful healer. I think his healing output without his tree is a little bit lacking, but that's just it's my own personal things about that. So they've come up with some 6v6 hero changes. Diva has her health reduced from 350 to 300, so that's going to make her a little less annoying. But the recharge rate of defense matrix is reduced by 15%. So they kind of nerfed her health, but buffed her defense matrix. I think that's going to even that out pretty well, but we'll see. Doomfist, the best defense. Overhealth gained per target reduced from 35 to 25 hit points. Power block. The amount of damage to gain Empowered Punch increased from 100 to 120. That's going to be helpful. One of my favorite things to do as Orisa is to bait Doomfist. When I see them blocking, I will just start firing at them. And then as soon as I hear them start charging their fist, I will fortify, and then they hit me and stop. It's a fun thing. You should try that. Junker Queen base health increased from 425 to 450. That's insane. They should probably nerf the amount that she can jump in seconds, because that's all you see Junker Queens doing is jump, 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 jump. Adrenaline Rush, self-healing from wounds damaged scalar increased from 1.5 to 1.75. Malga, his cardiac overdrive, cooldown is reduced from 17 to 15 seconds. I don't think that matters too much. Reinhardt, this is crazy. His shield health is increased again from 1,500 to 1,800 points. That is insane. It's already difficult to deal with Reinhardts that are good about. But it's already difficult to deal with Reinhardts anyway. But that's going to be crazy. We'll see how that works out. There's going to be a lot more Bastions in games now, I think, with Reinhardts to try to deal with that shield. So we'll see. Winston, his jump pack is cooldown is reduced from 6 to 5 seconds. And mind you, this is all in 6v6 here. Wrecking Ball, base health reduced from 500 to 475. His adaptive shields, over health gained per target reduced from 75 to 50. That's going to be nice because Wrecking Ball is already just kind of an annoying tank to play against. It's nice to play with him when you got a good Wrecking Ball, but against him, it's just rough. Orb of Discord for Zenyatta now has a cooldown per target. So that's weird. I guess has a cooldown per target. Okay. There's some stadium updates, general stadium changes. Some of the drafts have been changed to a blind pick system. Instead of you seeing what they pick, then you pick to counter pick. Draft mode now automatically assigns tanks to the 5th slot. That's good. You can now... you're now able to unequip powers in the same round that they're equipped. That's nice, because if you accidentally equip something and you decide you don't want it, you had to wait. Now you can do that pretty instantly. That's nice. Stadium combat text changes. I don't think that matters. Just some text stuff. Stadium combat tank changes. Some of the stuff really, it's just a few little tank changes, damage changes. Yeah, some of the stuff, there's a whole lot of it here. Stadium support. I guess this is important. Juno's medicinal missiles power now heal an extra 30 on pulsar hits. That's cool. Then some general bug fixes and stadium fixes, and that's about it. So mid-season patch, this seems to be kind of cool. A little disappointed that there's no Sombra rework. Still a little disappointed that May got a little bit of a buff, but overall it's going to be fun. Can't wait to jump into the Spirit Showdown. And yeah, well, we'll see you out there. Look me up. My username is tjmuzmuz. And yeah, go out, be a good person. We'll catch you on the flip side.